Hello. Long time no see. Well, it feels really awkward vlogging now because I haven't properly vlogged this whole year. This is my first official 2023 vlog. I've been getting bits and pieces there, but I've just been editing my vlogs from 2022. So I thought for my first one, I would catch you up on what I've been doing recently. I actually wrote it in my notes because there's just quite a few things that has happened recently. But yeah, in January, it was me and Nate's anniversary. Our anniversary is on the 6th. We decided to go to Bob Ricard. It's quite a famous restaurant here in London. I would say is more famous for the concept they have, which is like a button at the booth tables where you can press for champagne, and basically champagne will come out when you press the button. The food was really good, like very classic French dishes, and it was like nothing like really groundbreaking, but everything we had was so delicious, and it was actually more affordable than I thought. For London prices, quite reasonable, around like £26 for like a main. I had like a salmon dish that was wrapped in a pastry, and that was so good. And I think Nate had a steak. I kind of can't remember anymore. But yeah, highly recommend. I actually checked out a lot of new restaurants in London in the last 2 months. I think me and Nate do have a tendency to go to our favorites, which is like Kandam Pocha and Dim Sum Duck. We checked out this new Korean barbecue place called Pochawa Grill. It's in Chinatown. It has a really cute interior, very like retro Korean design. It does really make you feel like you're in Korea, and you have like on those steel tables, but I would say it's a little overpriced for Korean barbecue. I also went to the opening of Jacuzzi, which is a new restaurant by the Big Mama group, and they are famous for Circolo. I'm gonna put it on screen. That it's a famous Italian restaurant. They have it in Paris as well, and I went to, I think it was called Maria or something in Paris, and it's quite Instagram famous as well, but their Italian food is actually great. The tiramisu, chef's kiss, so good. I had it in Paris and it was so good, but they serve similar-ish dishes. Like they always have that truffle pasta in the copper pot, but yeah, the food is good. Before we continue, let me introduce you to HelloFresh, who is sponsoring today's vlog. I was actually so excited when they reached out because I was looking for a meal subscription service, and I have tried them before in Canada, and I really like their recipes, so I'm so excited to be working with them. They also have a lot of different meal options, so I chose the Calorie Smart option, which I hope will help me reach my goals of being bikini ready by March. I'm sure you guys know what HelloFresh is, but in case you don't, HelloFresh is a meal subscription service. All the ingredients for each recipe are already ready for you in this box, portioned out. There's also a lot of recipes that cater to different diet restrictions, so it makes it a lot easier to stick to your healthy habits. If you want to give HelloFresh a try, scan the QR code on screen and it'll give you 60% off your first box and 25% off your 8 boxes after that. So it's quite a bit of savings if you want to just try it out. So I picked the tikka and coriander sea bass. I also got a chipotle pork corn and pepper bowl, and then I got a lamb steak and garlic butter dish. But yeah, if you guys want to give it a try, scan the QR code and get some money off your first basically 9 orders. All right, let's continue our little catch up. I'm sure anyone looking to move to London now or is currently in London knows that the market is horrendous. But, you know, I was like, I'll just take a look around. I just like to kind of browse Rightmove anyways, right? So I'm on the 2nd year of my lease now, but my lease had a break clause. So I was like, okay, if I wanted to move, this could be a good time to move, because although my area right now is very nice, it's just not super convenient for my lifestyle in terms of like the few people I know here don't live in this area. My work is quite far away. So I would prefer if it was like either near an overground station or like close to my office. So I was kind of just like looking in the general areas, and I saw this really nice place pop up. I'm gonna put the video in right now. To be honest, the finishing of this place wasn't like so great. Like it wasn't like a luxury apartment or anything like that. Like the bedroom and the the washroom is really questionable, but not questionable, but the washroom was like a little dingy. I don't really like the sink style. The bedroom is also a bit like small, like, but the view out the window in the bedroom was really nice, and I was like, okay, the bedroom I could make do, but the living area really sold me on the flat. Oh my god, I basically lost all reason. I feel like in the video it doesn't really truly show the height of the ceiling and how it just felt like you were kind of like in the clouds and you had this like surround view of London. And I think I took this video a little late because when we first got there, it was sunset. This beautiful like golden light was streaming through the flat, and I was just imagining how nice it would be. Like, to be honest, the price of this unit was too high. The timing was kind of not right because it was too early. I couldn't break, maybe I could have broken my lease earlier. That's what I was hoping. But I put in an offer for it anyways. I was like, I'll take it. Yeah, maybe it's a good thing I didn't get it. So the flat was $1,700. It's a one bedroom, really high, but right now for London, a one bedroom, that is kind of like the typical price for like a large-ish one bedroom within like zone 1 and 2. And and the other thing about this flat, it was close to work. I could have walked to work from this flat. So I was like, you know what, I'd be saving money. I can go to work more often. My work provides breakfast and lunch. I'll just go in for work to eat every single day. Anyways, like it wasn't like I did my budget and I could have made it work. So that's why I ended up putting in the offer for it. But obviously so I was the first one to see the unit and I said I would take it right away, but there was 4 bookings after me and they all wanted the unit. That's what the landlord was telling me. And I guess in the end, he decided to go with someone else. I'm quite sad, but it was all for the best, I think. Saved my money. But oh my god, the windows, I love the windows. I'm like such a sucker for windows and especially a corner unit. It was also the penthouse, so when we were like coming to the viewing, we actually saw it from the outside because she has like a twinkle light. So then we were like, oh my god, is that the unit? It looks so cute. And it was the highest building in the area, so you could see a full like 180-degree view of London. Like I could see the London Eye and like the, you know, like the Shard and whatever, and it was just so good. It's okay, one day. But since I saw that flat, no other flat could even compare. But you know, I'm still casually browsing, so I saw another unit because it kind of looked like the first unit. Like from the listing photos, I was like, oh, it's also a corner unit on a top floor. The ceilings are also not as high, but they only had pictures of the living room, which I was like, oh, a little sketchy. But I didn't look too closely. I was just like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna go take a look at it, right? And it was at Elephant and Castle. It was okay convenience in terms of like I just had to take 1 tube line to get to work. But and it was also really close to like South Bank area, which I quite like as well. But the Elephant and Castle area is not, it's almost a little industrial, I would say, even though it's like that's the thing about London. Some areas are so close to each other but can be so different. I'm gonna make a video about where to live in London, but it's gonna be a completely biased point of view because I don't really know every area, but a lot of people were asking for it, so I'm gonna try and make a video. I just need to like list all the possible places and what I think about them. But yeah, so I went to this unit and oh my god. Okay, so when we first went in, I don't know, it was like a nice elevator, but then when you went up and went into hallways, it felt like you were walking in like, I don't know, some like industrial building. It was really cold. It was just like gray concrete. It was like quite depressing. And then when we went into the unit, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, I'll show you the video, but it was so old. It felt like there was stains on like all the kitchen appliances and like it was yellowing. The tenant also had towels and tissues stuck inside the windows, and the windows were obviously not insulating, but at the same time there was so much condensation building that they had to leave the windows open so that the windows don't get like too foggy and like too much condensation. So they had the towels to absorb the condensation. It was carpet, which I hate. The bedroom, I can't even remember, but yeah, same situation was like the windows and everything. And although it had a great view, it just felt like the building was falling apart. So after that one, I was like, you know what? I am gonna just appreciate my current place, make it better. There's like all these little things that I've been kind of like, oh, maybe if I'll move, like why do all this now? But now I'm like, you know what? Let me just, you know, make little improvements that would make me happier staying here. I'm also really growing to like my area. I realize there's a lot of things just like 10-15 minutes away. But anyways, we'll get to the home improvements in a bit. I did do a bit of damage at IKEA, so we're gonna do some home improvement things together. Another change that happened is that Nate actually bought a car. He is the perfect marketing specimen. He saw an ad, went to test drive it 2 weeks later and bought a car. But yeah, so that was quite exciting. We test drove a few cars together, and then he just picked one. And after we picked it up, I think like 2-3 weeks later, because the salesperson was like on vacation or something. And we drove it from Preston, where he goes to school, down to London because he was like on break. And oh my God, the roads here are terrifyingly small. Like, even in Preston, they're quite smaller than Canada, but in London, a lot of the times they're not made for 2 cars. You have like both sides parking, really only 1 car can go through. When I was sitting on the passenger seat, I was like always kind of like tugging at the door because I was like trying to physically move the car like away from the curb. Anyways, I felt the same way when my dad was driving when he came here. But yeah, that was fun. We went to IKEA, we picked up a bunch of stuff. I actually vlogged that day, so let's just roll the footage now. Not here. Box Junction, the yellow line. Although you must not enter the box until your exit route is clear. So I just spent the weekend in Preston and we're about to head back to London now. I vlogged a bit of it, but we picked up Nate's car yesterday. He's been driving 2.5 days, and now we're gonna drive all the way to London, which is about 4.5 hours away. But he has a break for the next week, so he's gonna stay with me for the week, and we thought maybe we might want the car there. Also just like a little mini adventure. We're gonna hit up IKEA on the way back, maybe even Bicester Village because it's also on the way. But yeah, we'll see. We'll just see how the driving situation goes first. But we're definitely going to go to IKEA because there's one about an hour outside of Preston. I've been really wanting to check out the new collection, or I wanted the donut lamp. That's all over TikTok right now, but I think it's probably out of stock, but we'll see. We're going to go head there first and then drive us away. It's mostly going to be highway, but we're going to be passing through a lot of England. But let's see what we can see from the highway. But yeah, let's go on a little mini road trip.
Next southeast.
Restaurant is so busy. Everyone wants meatballs. Fries are good. I want this. Yeah, you can put doubt it, but let's see if they have the donut lamp in stock. I highly doubt they have it. Hey, Nate, look, it's there. It's there. Nope. Alright, we just spent 30 minutes looking for the fuel gauge. Still not used to this car yet. We had to literally pull out the manual. But anyways, it was on the ground. We both just never had a car where it was on the ground like that. It's usually like where the knee like is on the steering wheel. Anyways, we just got some McDonald's at the rest stop. We are 3 hours away from London now. Something about rest stop food just tastes so much better eating it in the car. I don't know. I also just like the feeling of going somewhere. Let's go.
Well, these houses are pretty nice. Skylines paint the night, spinning our favorite songs, holding you tight,